Most everyone right now in the modern world, myself included, are stuck waiting for other people to give them permission to live their life to the fullest. We wait for a friend to come along to encourage us. We wait for and we sit tight and we long for and expect for a girlfriend or a boyfriend to come and believe in us and be at our side. We want our parents to understand us and to support our dreams, to support and just magically read our minds to know everything that we want and everything that we want to achieve. We want the internet and strangers to validate us. We want the comment sections in our videos or in our posts to prove we were right about a subject. We want our boss to notice us without doing anything. We even expect God or the divine to give us a sign, to give us permission in a sense, to make everything we need to know obvious. We want the divine, we want other people, we want strangers, we want anything, basically anything or anyone other than us to give us permission to start living. But if you go around, and this is the paradox of motivational speaking or all the kind of advice or the noise that is out there, if you let other people talk into your life without actually addressing your issues or addressing why you no longer have the fire to pursue your dreams, to pursue your goals and your passions, you begin to treat your life like it is incomplete, boring, disposable, and not worth protecting. Because you're waiting for someone else to tell you you're important. Because of that, everyone else around you will follow your lead and how you treat yourself. If you act like your life is trash, everyone will see your life as trash. No one is capable emotionally of giving you everything you need to keep going. The best that a person, the best that a stranger, even your own sibling, your own parents, your own best friend, the most they are capable of doing is mirroring back to you what you already show. If you already believe that your life is totally and absolutely unredeemable, then the best anyone can do is try to just tell you, no, that's not true, or, oh, you got this going for you, oh, you got that. Like they don't have much to work with. You are in charge of that. You are in charge of your life. And that is both the greatest responsibility and the greatest superpower that someone can understand and unlock, is that you don't need anyone else to give you permission to live. You're already alive. God has already given you life and given you breath. You have all the permission that you need right now to start living life to the fullest, to start living life based in reality. That's like crucial too. Don't just believe that anything that comes to mind can suddenly like just be brought into being, that can just suddenly be created. But with realistic expectation of yourself, you can be like, I'm alive, I can pursue things, I have the responsibility to grow myself. Come hell or high water, maybe I'll never become capable financially, maybe I'll never become capable intellectually or whatever, but that doesn't give me permission not to do the absolute best and not to push myself to do the absolute best. And the crucial thing is that no one else can give you that motivation. I can make you feel good for a second and be like, oh, I believe in myself. Someone else can make you feel good for a second and make you believe in yourself, but no one is going to be there every single moment of every single day like you are. You are going to be your best helper and motivator. In the modern world, we are emotionally outsourcing our lives. We have lost the ability to encourage ourselves, to calm ourselves down, to get back up without someone cheering for us, to keep going if it's not exciting. If the only time you move is when someone encourages you, then you are not taking charge of your life and leading yourself. You are waiting on the fickle and random emotions of strangers. This is where we find ourselves. We wait for the intellectual gurus, the great and almighty people or preachers or whatever to come into our lives and just magically give us all the answers. We wait for the divine and for God to prove himself and to show up and to make our lives better without for a second second touching what has been the gift that has been given to us, the gift of life and breath and sight and hearing and touch and the ability. There's so many people that are not even capable of moving in certain ways or seeing or feeling with the full senses. And yet many able-bodied, especially young men, are stuck where we're waiting for other people to tell us that we can live. And instead of just going out and making mistakes and getting beat down and getting back up and proving to ourselves and finding respect for ourselves. I can see this in my own life with these YouTube channels. I find myself so often when a channel or a video that I post does really well, or people comment and say something nice, I feel amazing. I want to go immediately make more videos. I have all this motivation to make like 10 videos that day the moment someone says something nice. And the moment that they're unsuccessful or they don't get enough views, or not even that someone says something bad, but if no one says anything at all, I lose immediately the motivation to do more. I find this with exercising. I find this with work as the same. Like if someone isn't, it seems like I let other people speak into my mind so much that if someone isn't telling me every day, oh, you make awesome videos, oh, you look like you work out, or my boss saying, oh, you work really hard, I appreciate your effort. If I don't have that like every day and even to like every hour, it seems like I just shut down. I can't figure out how to let other people have a place in my mind where I recognize their encouragement, I recognize their input, but I don't let them rule me. So I think with this problem, we let other people, we're letting others kind of convince us that, oh, the world's screwed up, or, oh, things aren't going our way, or, oh, we should just give up. Everyone's telling us what to do. When I think the right action is to hear what they say, to acknowledge it, to not just give the finger to the world and say, we'll figure this out on our own. There is some wisdom out there in the middle of the storm of bad advice. So listen to specific advice. Don't listen to all advice. Let everything be filtered first before you let it affect your emotions. And then instead of sitting around and trying to hype yourself up, no more of this just believe in yourself BS. That's so cringy that people tell us to do. Or just, oh, have good feelings for yourself. Oh, say kind things to yourself. Screw all that. Screw the narrative in your head. Stop talking. You don't respect someone because they can speak a certain way, because they can make you feel a certain way. You respect people most of all by the actions that they perform. Someone can say they're a billionaire, or someone can show you a giant vat of money. Yeah, who is going to be most likely to be a millionaire? Someone can tell you that they're a good mechanic, and another person without a word can show up and within 3 seconds fix your vehicle when you've been struggling with it. Proof is more important and more crucial to your thinking than words and narrative ever will. You will not become happy to be alive. You have to cultivate reasons to respect yourself. And this is huge for men especially. We don't love affection and care as much as we love respect. And the only way you're going to continue to learn to trust your own initiative and your own intuition is that you respect yourself. And you do this through prayer and through hard work, through exercise, through creating, and not hindering yourself from creating. We are creative creatures. We are very capable of doing wonderful things, artistic things, mechanical things. We're inventors. You'll cultivate respect for yourself through blessing other people when you don't feel obligated to do so. Just doing something kind out of the kindness of your heart, by keeping promises that you've made to yourself, no matter how difficult they are, and by keeping visible proof. This is the most crucial thing, because people will go into kind of trying to change their life and turn things around and build respect for themselves, but they have no proof of some of these things that are harder to keep an eye on. Going to and exercising every day is great, and you can be like, okay, well, I've exercised every day this week, that's cool. But having a exercise whatever journal where you've dotted down everything you did that day and all the weight that you lifted, so that you can eventually in a couple months go back and open up that journal and flip through all the pages, and you just get to be able to have the great joy of sitting there and you don't even have to read anything. You just flip through the pages and you're like, dang, I've really accomplished a lot. You need that. You need to keep track of your life. You need to keep track of the things that you're doing, not so that you can just like optimize and be this like weird robot, but so that you can look back on the success and you can say, man, I am a capable human being. I am responsible. I am on fire for this. I am ready to do more. I'm ready to build this book out more. You need visible success. You need visible things that you can learn to respect yourself with. And this is what I've said in multiple videos before, is the idea of collapsing outward. As Gen Z men, we're so focused and we're so wound up with all the noise inside our head, how we're not millionaires, or how we don't have homes yet, or we don't have wives yet, or we don't have a family yet, or how we don't have the perfect job yet, and nothing's going our way, and we spiral and spiral inside our minds, and we keep all the mess and all the, honestly, the creativity that could come out of the darkness, that could come out of the storm inside of us, we keep it inside instead of letting it spill outward. As men especially, we change the world. We do physical things. We do things that are based in reality. So when you have all these dreams and nightmares living inside of your head and no visible way of actually seeing them, then you're just lying to yourself. You're deceiving yourself. No matter what the darkness is within you, no matter what that nightmare is, create something with it. Create a song about it. Create a story about it. Create some sort of machine that represents it. And don't let this turn into some like weird, I don't know, it sounds almost, I hate the cringy like believe in yourself nonsense, and I don't want to just be like, oh, you can make beautiful art out of this, bro. Like, don't take it that way. But those emotions and whatnot are not meant to stir inside of young men and young women just to sit there and stew. The longer it sits there, the longer that rot and decay sits, the more smelly and terrible it is, the worse it becomes. So spew it outward, create something with it, no matter how terrible. You don't have to show anyone. You just have to show yourself that you're still alive, that you can still do things in the real world, that you're not living in the nightmare realm, that you're not living inside of yourself. You live in reality. And then stop waiting for passion. Everyone's waiting for their passion, their calling, their whatever. And we forget what passion is. Passion sometimes is an emotion. Sometimes we do feel that we want to do something, that we want to go create. And we get these urges and these random bursts of motivation. But passion by definition, passion is defined as consuming enthusiasm. Consuming enthusiasm. That is an amazing definition, because that means that you have all the control to create that. Consuming means that it's taking up as much time as possible. You can do that. You can make something take up your whole day. And enthusiasm is just the constant drive to return again and again and again and to push forward. And that is also something that is an action. So you can take, essentially, passion is an action that you perform and let it consume as much time as possible, that you keep coming back to, that you keep performing. For a week, pick something and focus on that with all of your mental strength, with all of your mind. Make that thing your life, whether that be exercise or some sort of creative process. Let that be your life for a week. Let it take up all your free time. No matter what, do something daily in that activity. If your goal, for instance, is to exercise, to get into working out, go and do something every day, even if that is just driving to the gym and sitting in the parking lot for 5 minutes or whatever, because you can't let a day go by without even seeing the gym. Do that. Maybe you don't end up actually going and working out, but you are consumed by the drive to perform, to arrive, to go somewhere, to make the world move. Then track that and go another week, and then turn that into a month, and then turn that into 90 days. And this is super helpful for anyone who wants kind of like direction into habit building, is that after about 90 days, your brain is going to rewire, is going to get all the neurons or whatever connected, and you're going to have a habit to where after those 90 days, it's going to be feeling weird not to do it. If you have a problem with reading or whatever, and you want to read more, if you want to exercise more, if you want to create videos more, do something simple, but is in the category of the goal that you want to be good at, every single day for 90 days and try to make it at the same time too. Try to set the same like gym time, the same video time. Like, hey, for me myself, I work on videos every night around like dinner time. So it's not even as like a specific. It's just like, okay, when it's darker outside, when the sun's going down, that's when I work on videos. It doesn't have to be a specific time. Maybe you go to the gym at 7, or maybe you go at 8. It's in the evening, or it's in the morning. Just find a specific time, and that'll like instill it in your mind. When the eye sees that the day is coming to an end, or it knows that the day is beginning, it'll begin to say, okay, well, just like how I brush my teeth every morning, for the last 90 days, I've been going to the gym every morning. So the day is going to feel weird or incomplete. Like, have you ever missed brushing your teeth? Well, besides like just the smell or whatever, or the feeling in your mouth, you kind of feel like you missed something. You feel like your day is kind of off just a little bit. Like, just go one day without brushing your teeth and you'll see what I'm saying. Create a habit in 90 days and let it consume you. Allow it to take up as much time it is. Don't like worship it or turn this into anything weird, but just give it the time it needs. It's like a plant. You got to cultivate a plant. Every day you got to take the weeds out, you got to water it, you got to make sure it has sunshine, and you have to give it time. You invest time into a plant and it slowly grows. Most like small garden plants will be pretty well and grown after 90 days. So it's the same thing with your habits. Your habits are a plant. They take time and they take effort and they take care, but eventually after 90 days they are well rooted and well established in your routine. I'm reminded about the chapter 6 verse 45 in the book of Luke inside the Bible, in the scripture where it says this quote, "Out of the abundance of your heart the mouth speaks." So if your heart is full of bitterness, if it's full of evil or whatnot, it'll leak evil, it'll leak bitterness. If it's full of self-contempt, if it's full of laziness, if it's full of self-hatred, you will leak hatred, you will leak contempt. People will be able to see that. What you fill your mind in and what you fill your heart with, it'll pour out. If you begin to fill your life and fill your heart with responsibility, with gratitude, with prayer, and with discipline, then eventually you start blessing people without even trying. Because what you pour into your life, what you allow to constantly be the inner narrative, what you leave unattended because you're waiting for someone else to take care of, will be how people see you. If you leave that pile of trash there in your heart, that's all that people are going to see. That's all that people are going to notice when you talk. That's all people are going to see behind your eyes, is the trash that you have not attended, is the dirty room inside of your heart. But if you work at establishing discipline and establishing a passion, and what we've just said is a passion is something you can work at, you work at establishing that, it'll start to bleed into your life. Really appreciate it, guys. For those who watched to the very end, I hope this was helpful. If not, let me know in the comments and share your opinions on the topic. I appreciate you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.